think we're muted now. I think we're better. I didn't fucking test it ahead of time like I usually do. Fucking asshole who rearranges everything and then doesn't test to make sure it's good. Like a dick face. Oh, sorry, L7. We're going to stop you so we can do the word of the day. That's the kind of mood I'm in. Just rocking out over here. Connoisseur is the word of the day. I'm a connoisseur of ridiculous.
Connoisseur.
Connoisseur. Connoisseur. Meanings and examples. I think I know. Someone as an expert who exudes expertness, which is not the right words. A person who is especially competent to pass critical judgments in an art, particularly one of the fine arts or in matters of taste. You know, I'm a connoisseur of rock and roll. All right. Where did this word come from? First recorded 1705 to 15, or 1715 rather, comes from French. And ultimately from the Latin stern, what the fuck is that? Cognosticor? I don't know. Or knower. Also related to the word cognoscable, capable of being known. All right. After many years of study and travel to tea estates around the world, she became a renowned tea connoisseur. There you go, kids. We're learning things and feeling really good about myself. Why? I don't know. Again, why question? I feel like I'm a connoisseur. Of what? I don't know. But let's move on, shall we? Man, I don't usually make a habit of just like necessarily talking about what I ate for dinner or something like that. But every once in a while, you make something really good, and or you have an adventure while you're cooking. I have actually two stories related to that. One was kind of dangerous. More than kind of. Anyway, that'll be up later on the show. That's called a tease. But this particular time was only an adventure because I failed the first time. And I only bring it up really because it is something so simple like a roast. I've never made a roast before. You know, I thought about it. I think I actually may have tried it once and it just fucking turned out shitty. Maybe, if I'm recollecting it correctly. And otherwise I haven't made one. I'm not really sure. But fucking text the bros. One of those fucking guys definitely know how to make that roast. I mean, they're pretty goddamn good. And Levi goes, yeah, dude, do the roast. I said, I'm just going to do potatoes and carrots with a roast. Something super simple. I've just never fucking done it before. And I'm a good cook, mind you. It's just one of those things I've never done. Why have I never made a roast? I don't know. Anyway, point of the fucking story. Levi's like, yeah, man, just fucking sear it on each side of the roast for like 5 minutes. Make sure you trim all the fat off. That was actually my fucking thing. I hate fat. Trim off as much as possible. And salt and pepper it. Just simply salt and pepper. And sear it on both sides for 5 minutes and then throw it in the crock pot, which is what I was going to use. And take some red wine and deglaze the pan that you seared it in for just, you know, get all the scrapings off from the sear with red wine and throw it in with the crock pot and then do 4 hours on high, 4 hours on low. Put your vegetables in, potatoes and carrots in at the 4 hour mark, halfway point. I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, I did that last week. Last Monday I did that. I got up, I didn't get up early, but I don't usually am that productive my first hour or so of fucking being awake. And it was right before 8 o'clock, I want to say, that I threw, 8 o'clock in the morning, that I threw that roast on the sear and threw it in the crock pot. And the point of the story is that I ruined this fucking roast because I put the potatoes in, and I don't know how I did it, but I put the crock pot on low or keep warm and then switch to low at the halfway point, or went to switch to low but put it on high. And fucking, instead of this super awesome tender roast, it was this fucking it had just started to burn when I took the lid off the crock pot at the end of what I thought was supposed to be a magnificent fucking roast. And I was making the sauteed onions and mushroom sauce with the drippings as well. I had that all ready to go. I'm like, fuck yeah. And open it up and I'm like, motherfucker. Was so pissed off that this fucking roast was the roast wasn't burnt, but it had started to dry out. It was otherwise a fucking fantastic, delicious roast, but you could tell it just started to dry out. You can tell how tender it was. You know what I mean? And the potatoes were really burning onto the fucking crock pot and caked on, and I'm just like, ugh. Everything was kind of ruined. So I said, fuck it. I'm not making this sauce. I'm just going to eat these potatoes and dry-ass dinner. Dry as a punishment for fucking doing that. I think I threw some butter on the whole shebango, and you just put it into a mash in a fucking angry rage where you're just like, ugh, and you're mashing the carrots in with the potatoes, putting the fucking meat on. Hopefully you get some butter and some moisture in your fucking mouth. And was totally pissed off. And I even ate the fucking leftovers. I still have some with that roast because I'm going to make some fucking super rad twice-baked potatoes made with that leftover roast. But I was so pissed off. And I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm having a roast 2 weeks in a row because I'm going to fucking make this shit again. And I work full-time nights at my full-time job, so I don't cook on my 5 days I'm working. I hate the idea of leaving the crock pot on when I'm at work. I don't fucking trust that shit. It freaks me out. And never mind. That was called a tease, but I fucked it up. Anyway, I'm like, I'm going to fucking make this roast again. So I did. And did that yesterday. Changed up the cooking time a little bit because I didn't get to start it until like 8 o'clock. Noon, and I ended up eating at like 8 o'clock. But, and I just did everything I did, except did it right, and it was mag-fucking-nificent, including that rad sauce that I made out of the drippings. So, hey, the point of the fucking story is, kids, when you fail miserably, try it again. Worked out great. There was a moral to that story. And the moral of the story is that when I fucking messaged Levi, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I did that, triumphant, and he didn't answer me because that motherfucker goes to bed at like 7 o'clock in the evening and gets up and goes to work at like 5 or something. And I messaged him, I'm like, fuck yeah, I did that. And his exact words, what a-hole thing did he fucking say to me? I knew exactly what was coming because, again, I know it was a simple thing. Congratulations, you've conquered the most simple of culinary tools. I didn't really say it like him. If I was impersonating Levi, I would be like, congratulations, you've conquered the most simple of culinary tools. No. You fucking dick. Oh, boy. Man, I love that dude. He's my brother is my best friend, really. Both my brothers. And we lived together for a while. And no joke, this popped up on memories. I'm like, thank fuck I was going live with the podcast here in a minute because I'm totally going to play this. Let me get this display capture up and let's set the mood here. If you don't follow me on social media at all, I posted this pretty hard when it happened 3 years ago now. Where we lived together, and Levi, and I've talked about this many times, and he knows that, and we've talked it out, and things are great now. But we lived together while I was doing a fucking radio show from the basement of my home, right under his bedroom, for fucking 9 months. That shit gets old, especially when you got a co-host, and me and the co-host are just yapping, and we're loud as fuck, and. It gets on his nerves, and you get on each other's nerves. And just one day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking fuck with him a little bit. You know, we were kind of bitchy at each other. And he's just sitting there, and I had the TV on, I had the remote, and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on CMT. And that's just like the thing you don't do. Country music does not flow. Especially not newfangled country music. Well, both of us appreciate now at some point in our later lives a lot of classic country and older country, but fuck anything that's new and would be on CMT, really. And I'm like, I'm going to fuck with him a little bit. And I just started recording with my phone and threw it on CMT. And the fucking following happened. If you're listening to this podcast via Spotify or whatever your preferred medium is for podcasts, if I'm not on it, by the way, and your preferred audio, please let me know. And I'll try to be on there. But let me set the scene for you. Levi's just sitting there with his now late dog, Honey, who is a wonderful, wonderful dog. We had arguments sometimes. Not really, you know. She's a Chihuahua. And she had arguments with my cat. The point of the story is she's now gone, but a lovely dog. Anyway, sitting there just doing his Levi things, you know, on his phone, reading a book a lot of times or something. And I switched it to CMT just to fuck with him. And he's staring right at the fucking TV. He's like, what is happening? Why? And then immediately, the deadest, slowest turn and stare, like, what the fuck are you doing?
What?
I was like, I caught genuine, real fucking anger and hatred. And I killed the video. I killed the video, edited it. I didn't throw the full thing where he was getting up and leaving the fucking room. Because I said, stop, no, wait, it's a joke. And we fucking laughed, and I showed him the video, and it was funny. It was pretty fucking fantastic. I love that fucking memory when it pops up. It will 100% stay on my rotation of things I post that pop up. The pure fucking just slow thing. He's like, what in the fuck is going on around here? Why am I dealing with this in my home? Oh, it makes me fucking laugh every fucking time. Stop making weird fucking noises, Smith. Hey, let's do a reaction to the Violent Femmes. It's been a minute, and I know Heidi Joe is probably stoked for some Violent Femmes. I think she mentioned them after I did that reaction the first time, and I've been looking to get back to them. And this is, I guess, according to, I'm paraphrasing this comment because I don't have it in front of me at this moment. But it was something to the effect of, like, this is the big three. You've heard Blister in the Sun. I did the last reaction. The name of the song is escaping me. I'll get it here in a second. But then this one that I'm going to react to, which is What? Kiss Off, is like the big three for the Violent Femmes, essentially was what that comment had said. I don't know if that to be true or not, but that's what I was told. What the fuck is this song? Pardon me. They're doing remodel. My neighbors right on the other side of this wall are doing remodels. Not my landlord is doing. My neighbors moved out. I'm getting new neighbors. They're cleaning and remodeling or doing whatever the fuck they're doing in there, and it's right next to here, and that always makes me self-conscious when I'm doing the show, and I can hear people on the other side of the wall. I'm like, can they hear me doing this? And like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? Just talking to myself, you know. Violent Femmes. Stupid Smith. You should have listened to him earlier. I know. I was just sitting here talking to myself like fucking Gollum, you know. Hey, whatever. Hey, let's do some headline scrolls. Of course, first, man, this is nuts. Francis Scott Key or Francis Key Scott? Francis Scott Key. Yeah, I knew my history. The guy who penned the Star-Spangled Banner. bridge. That's what the fuck you're talking about, Smith. Yeah, that's who that is. That bridge in Baltimore that got fucking rammed by that cargo ship. Oh my god. Let me get this fucking YouTube video going of the actual. It's like a 7-minute fucking video of this full bridge hit to collapse. And just as like, I'm just curious, man. I'm not, like a lot of people are, obviously. And the actual story that I have about this story, I'm just like the first thing I saw today. I'm like, okay, I knew that happened. And you got to remember to talk about it. So get the link and throw it in the fucking thing. And it was just about how all of the fucking social media theories about the collapse. And I'm like, sometimes you don't have to like say what you're thinking. Like I have all kinds of theories. I've said this a few times probably on the podcast, but it's like I have all kinds of theories, and I'm aware most of them are fucking stupid. You know, like I had a theory while I was sitting there last night thinking about this bridge collapse, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if somebody had one of those fucking ray guns that made your electronics go off and went as they watched the fucking boat crash into the bridge at 1:50 in the morning. The worst possible time for terrorist attack. You know, think about that fucking point. Like, thank goodness that fucking happened at 1:50 in the morning, rather than 1:50 in the afternoon. In the height of Baltimore traffic. I think there was 6. I heard as little as 6 people killed. Could be more. I'm not sure. My information is not necessarily current on that. But I could have been playing this video as I was fucking yapping. But it does seem to be audio, so I don't know. Yeah. Can you see the fucking boat coming? Is that it right here to the right? Potentially. Anyway, just like as far as the conspiracy theory thing, I'm the first person, that's just the way my brain works, to be like, something doesn't make sense here. But again, you got to just like investigate it in your own brain. And just kind of say, does that make sense? Where is this fucking boat at? Is that it? Oh, there it is right there. Okay. On the left, I think. And again, but there were reports, as far as I know, that the electronics went down on this ship. And communications went down in this ship, and apparently propulsion went down in this ship. But I'm just, boom, boom. Oh man, all the lights go out. You got to be like, I was wondering how soon before it crashed into them that happened, and it had to be right there. But it's just like, it had to have been heading the right way, and then it just looks like it just beelines for that fucking thing. Do you think like I don't really know how ships work anymore. There's so much technology and electronics and the navigation systems, especially on something like that, where I don't even know if they have the steering wheel anymore to get the fuck out of the way. Oh my god. It just like, what a fucking panic moment. You're like, what do you do? Like this looks like what? A full minute since the lights went out. Boom, emergency lights go on, it looks like. And it's just like, it's just nuts that nobody really got word of it at all. Well, if it was 2 minutes, a minute 30, maybe. It's about to hit that fucking thing. If I was driving right there, I don't know what. Would you even notice? You wouldn't even really fucking notice. It's 1:50 in the morning. 130. Oh my God. And I think the number 6 that I saw as far as people that had died were construction workers who were working on the bridge at the time. Look at that semi slowing down. You're like, holy fucking shit, is that boat going to fucking hit this bridge? Dude, you're just like rooting for people. And you're just like hoping that person gets off. Did it just start to hit? Because it looked to be an instant thing. Like, that is such a massive fucking ship. And I don't know how fast it was going. I don't know knots and things. But it has to be like instant. It's just so much fucking weight. And it looks like as soon as it hits, the fucking bridge collapses. It was... Man, it looks like people see it and are slowing down and then speeding up again to be like, hurry up and get the fuck out of here. That's what it looks like. Once they get up so close and they realize how close that boat is, they're like, fuck, and they hit the brakes. Then they realize there ain't nothing I can fucking do. And they hurry up and get the fuck out of the way. Because you gotta see it, right? What's crazy is that nobody's noticed. Like, do those fucking areas get monitored? And I only think about it like, I live close to the Soo Locks in Sault Ste. Marie. Just about it. Oh my God, is it fucking hitting? Boom. Oh my fucking God. And down it goes. Damn near instant, man. You see news reports and they're like, oh, a part of the bridge collapsed. I'm like, it looks like it was the whole fucking thing to me. Oh my fucking God. Ugh. That's just one of those, that's one of the worst things I personally could possibly fucking imagine as ways to go. Trapped in your fucking car as it plummets down to a bridge and just hopefully you're in your head. You're like, I'm fucking it. This is dead. I'm dead. And you're just like, I fucking hope it's quick. I had one of those moments once in my fucking life, man, where I just thought I was dead. And I was in Korea. And I might have even told the story on the podcast before. If I have, I apologize. But I was in Korea and we had rifle range. And the backdrop of this rifle range where all the fucking bullets are going is basically a mountainside. And I don't remember what season it is, but it was dry as fuck. And, tracer rounds create fucking fires. And this fire started at close enough to dusk that by the time, because there's no fucking necessarily firefighters involved, the troops that are there shooting, plus all of the other cadre and sergeants and things, everybody on board is grabbing a fucking shovel. There's no water hoses. You're grabbing a shovel and beating the shit out of this fire until it's dead. And it was pretty big, man. It was a pretty big range fire. And, sorry about that. Fucking baseball starts tomorrow, you guys. Anyway. Back to the story. Which was, what was my fucking story? Oh my God. Oh, my almost died moment. So we're battling this fucking forest fire. And, just with my shovel, an E-tool, an entrenching tool, and just beating the shit out of things. And again, it's like the side of a mountain, and there are parts of this mountain that are like slate or rock, moss covered slate or rock. It's fucking angled, man. and I slipped on some of this moss on clean rock and just fucking went off what felt like a cliff. Now, the fucking full time I was falling was probably zero point 0.5 seconds, maybe 1 second. It wasn't very far that I was falling, but in my fucking head, when they say it ever goes, all goes through your head, that moment, because it was pitch dark. I had fire all around me. I couldn't see where the fuck I was, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I fucking slipped on this fucking slate rock cliff and fell, not far at all. But in that moment, I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking dead. Please please be quick. I thought I was just gonna fucking. Anyway, the point of the story is that it wasn't, and I popped right back up. But I thought I was gonna die, and those people had right to think that because holy fucking shit. Again, back to the. I didn't want to get back to the conspiracy thing necessarily, but I mean, sometimes just everything goes wrong at the wrong fucking time. That's probably a case of that because again, what the fuck would you do a terrorist attack at like 1:30 in the morning for? That doesn't seem like it makes sense. That's my rationale on that. That's people go in depth, and it's a trade route or it's a major artery, a major thoroughfare for commerce, and I understand that to a point. But it's not like human ingenuity. Maybe not that bridge. It was a pretty big fucking suspension bridge. Can get things done pretty quickly. Reroute things pretty easily. You might reroute things. I mean, if another ship runs into fucking another bridge, then I'm like, okay, we have a point. But we haven't. That hasn't happened. So it was at 1:30 in the morning, and shut the fuck up with your conspiracy theories. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Hey, fucking, let's hopefully do a little fluff story. This is not a fluff story. It's a poop story. I thought this was halfway humorous. People who climb Mount Everest. I don't understand that shit, man. I get it to an extent because I want to do some hardcore shit, but I don't want to go in the fucking freezing ass cold with all these coats and things and going up this mountain. That is not like going to that point in the world sounds like the worst fucking thing with just the amount of like dead bodies that you pass along the way, and apparently the piles of shit along the way too, because people nowhere else to poop. There's no way you're digging a hole. I mean, you could dig a hole in snow unless it melts, but I don't think it melts up there. I think because all those bodies are still fucking frozen. But they're telling all these hikers that you have to take your shit with you because you just poop. There's bodies and shit everywhere, apparently. And they're like, look, we can't really control the bodies, but we can control the poop. You guys, stop it. Stop shitting wherever you want, That's something humans do that's kind of a-holy. You shit wherever you want. All right. Here's more proof that the Detroit Lions are not, in fact, the same old Lions. And that is the whole Cam Sutton thing. We can talk about the players you've drafted, and we can talk about, the players that you're signing as free agents that look top-notch and how the draft is just looks like these guys just know what the fuck they're doing to build a championship fucking football team. But how you deal with issues like fucking Cam Sutton, which I don't even know if that dude has shown up. Cam Sutton, the safety for the Lions, not anymore because they released him. He was on the run. I don't have the information up in front of me. If I get it wrong, I apologize. Wanted on some sort of domestic abuse, domestic assault, including strangulation. Which sounds fucking horrible. It sounds like something a piece of shit does, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know that it matters necessarily. But I think I'd seen that he was actually at the Detroit Lions practice training facility in Allen Park. when they found out that he had a warrant out for him. And I think I read the training staff actually went to him and said, dude, you need to fucking go turn yourself in. And then he just disappeared, and he's been on the run. I haven't seen that he had been found or turned himself in at all. And then once it was, they may have even waited 24 hours. I'm not sure, the Detroit Lions, to cut him. But it was pretty fucking quick, man. Dan Campbell, I watched a little bit of his press conference from that head coach's meeting or whatever. And I think somebody asked him about it. And just a quick no comment. So we released him. That's fucking over and done with. We moved on. There's no reason to talk about it. Once they found out, they found out, but once that happened and then he was gone, they said, no, you're fucking gone. But it's just like, with a team like the Detroit Lions or any team that is getting good, one thing you always worry about, and what thing would happen, I don't think it really ever happened to the Lions, where the Lions was Murphy's Law. Every fucking terrible thing that could happen will happen. And this is just another example of how they just nip it in the bud and they kill any sort of any sort of an idea of something going wrong, where you got prima donna players or you don't really see any of that, or you got guys causing trouble. Fucking not on this team, motherfucker. I fucking love it. Oh my God. I don't love that happened with Cam Sutton, but that was one player that I saw a lot of fans. I wasn't necessarily down on him as a player. I thought he made some good plays. Some people were not a fan of his, thought he could be better, wasn't that good or whatever. But this is just, it's one of those things where a lot of teams would be scrambling to fill that hole. Oh my God, what are we going to fucking do? And the way that they're drafting and the way that they're signing free agents, and you're like, I'm not really worried about it one single bit. Whatever they do is probably going to be an upgrade, And, I'm getting the itch for Detroit Lions football. And I don't want to get the itch for Detroit Lions football because I want to really soak in some baseball. I want to watch some baseball this year. Make that a part of my routine. It's been too long since I've really paid attention to baseball. Man, the other day, I ain't even telling this story because I feel like a fucking total dipshit. I stopped on the way home from work last week, 4 or 5 days ago now, and stopped at Taco Bell in Kalkaska. And the ride from Kalkaska Taco Bell to my home in Mansalona is, 15-ish minutes. And just setting the stage here, because I was really fantasizing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get home with this Taco Bell and then wait a little while to eat. So I'm not hungry right now, but I'm going to be hungry. And I'm going to get nice and fucking ripped, smoke a bowl, and then eat this fucking Taco Bell with the munchies, which I have done on many occasions. And what I usually do is I just throw the bag of the Taco Bell in with the microwave and then just hit like 30 seconds. Usually it's not long. This particular time, I actually left the fucking food in my car and it was cold outside. So I'm like, oh, and I actually really had to warm it up that time. But I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to set it there, go smoke a bowl, or a joint in this case, and throw this Taco Bell in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then just grab your food in a second, and then you'll enjoy some delicious, delicious Taco Bell. And I did that, and I went and sat on my chair in the living room, lit that joint after I put the food in the Taco Bell. The Taco Bell in the food in the Taco Bell, what am I saying? The Taco Bell in the microwave. And I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, I see a reflection against the wall of like flame, of like orange light. And what I could only assume was a fucking fire as I jumped up and fucking ran out. And oh, that's right. Those fucking burritos that they made were wrapped in foil. You know, I think they're the only, those fucking delicious goddamn steak grilled cheese burritos are fucking ridiculous. And I forgot that they were wrapped in foil. I think they're the only burritos that they do that are wrapped in foil. I was like, what the fuck? And I opened the microwave and was like, well, fuck. There's just flames going and fucking pieces of flaming bag sort of flying out from the microwave after I fucking opened it. I'm like, motherfucker. And I pulled the bag out and it's flaming on the floor and I have a part of it that's kind of on fire and I'm bringing it to the fucking sink and I pull out a measuring cup to get some water and I fucking fill that up and throw it on that. There's a little fire in the microwave still. Oh my God. Now, it was flamed up very quickly. That paper started to burn. And my fucking glad I saw that reflection because I was even able to save the burritos. You know, they only got a little bit wet. I threw them into the regular oven with a baking sheet for like 5 minutes on 350, just and to dry them out and to get them a little fucking crispy, and it totally worked magnificently. It's actually the perfect fucking finishing touches to those steak grilled cheese burritos. I did it again recently. Anyway, and I was like, so fucking pissed off at myself. Like, you've had those burritos a few times. You knew that they were foil. You knew you shouldn't have put them in the fucking microwave. And you totally fucking forgot like an asshole. And that's why we totally strip everything off of the food now before we throw it in the microwave. That's a good example of just me not having patience. Just taking it in the bag, throwing it in the fucking thing, putting 30 seconds. It'll be fine. Oh my God. All I could think of as I jumped up was, the fucking, where's the fire extinguisher at? Okay. Whew. All right. At least you know where that is. All right. Why did I say it like that? What is wrong with me? Back on the live stream, I'm talking about the Detroit Lions and how they're just not the same old Lions anymore with the moves they made, the way they deal with personnel decisions, ways to cut players and things like that is just an exemplary display and example of what to do to run a professional football team is like it's what it seems like. But Yaz on the live stream, everyone dogged Brad Holmes for making the picks he did last year, but they ended up eating a lot of shit. Loved it. It's so fucking true. That's the best way to put it. All those people that were like, hey, what did they do? Draft a running back in the top 10? Just all these smarmy fucking expert analysis fucking assholes that say all those things on all the sports shows. Go ahead, talk shit because they're proving that they know more than you. They are proving that they know more than you. And I am so fucking excited for this goddamn run. That's going to happen again. Oh my God. Nothing's guaranteed, Smith. Nothing's guaranteed. Man, I was really bummed out. I haven't been able to watch that new Ghostbusters yet. I'm like, I'm going to wait for that for streaming. And then, because I don't watch very many theater movies, especially now that I live in Mansalona. And I'm like, I got to drive to Traverse City to watch a fucking movie. And what is that, a half an hour, 40 minutes to Traverse City? I mean, it's kind of like a whole day trip, and I'm fucking busy. So it's tough to get over there anymore, really. And I used to go over there like once a week, but it's tougher now. But I was bummed out. I'm like, I want to watch this new Ghostbusters. Brother Levi said it was fucking pretty good. I'm like, all right, well, I trust him anyway. And I'm just like, all right, well, I'm going to have to wait for streaming. I'll watch Deadpool 3. I'll make the drive for Deadpool 3 in Wolverine because that just looks fucking fun as fuck. And I'll do that. And then I go to Bel Air yesterday. No, 2 days ago. I made pot roast yesterday. 2 days ago, Monday, after I was done doing some serious remodeling in here, including a new microphone with a new setup that I'm pretty stoked about, hence that microphone being on earlier. I'm like, I'm going to reward myself with some fine dining here in northern Michigan. And I went to the Bel Air Bar, a fantastic I mean, it's kind of got like a dive bar vibe, you know? To me, a dive bar is just like the classic hometown pub bar that like everybody goes, and it's just got that fucking feeling, a wood vibe. It's got the smell. People will take a shit on the term dive bar, and I think a lot of people will get the term dive bar confused with like a roadhouse, where fucking you go and there's just fucking meth in the bathrooms and shit. You find syringes and there's fucking fights and shit like that or whatever. It's not necessarily a dive bar. A dive bar is the hometown fucking bar that's not like the overpriced anything. And I had never been to the Bel Air bar before. Went in, had a nice wet burrito that was gigantic, and I took half home, and I had that yesterday for lunch. Anyway, while sitting at the fucking the Bel Air bar, right at the bar, I just like to belly up. I look to my left. I'm like, oh, there's a fucking theater here. They're playing Ghostbusters. I was at like sitting at the bar like just after 5. And this showtime started because I'm like, oh man, what fucking time does this show start? 5:45? I'm not doing that. I was one beer and had this this half burrito, and that's all I stayed for. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna sit here for a fucking hour and 40 minutes waiting for this movie. I could have had a couple beers. I could have walked down the street to Short's Brewery and had a couple beers there too. But I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not gonna get hammered. I got places to be. I got things to do. But now I know. I'm going to see how long that movie's playing there. I might have to stop and might have to go watch it. Wonder what the show times are like. But I just like the fact, because I actually really like small town movies, or movie theaters rather than like the big IMAXs. I'll go to like the big IMAXs, of course, and then usually, because that's all there is, if it's close. But I like the IMAX or the big movie experience for the movies I want to see in a theater, like Deadpool 3. And just the sound and the visuals, that's the whole reason I like to go to a movie theater. The ones that don't really care about that aspect that much, I will watch it at home. But I was like, all right, well, there's at least a fucking movie theater that's close by. I can see something. Ghostbusters would be the one. All right. Fun. And that's going to wrap up the What the Hell Everything podcast for today. Thanks so much for coming on. Hi to Joe, Yaz. Okay, wait, let's go back into the comments real quick before we close it out. Okay, guys, thanks for coming on the live stream. Where are we at? Talking about the Violent Femmes reaction. Hi to Joe. I was impressed by the Violent Femmes, but the 420 break brand really got my attention. Really? You like that? I hated that. Just different strokes, different folks, man. That's all. Brian, the O'Reillys and the Patty Hats, green blood. Wait, what? Let me save this now because once I close out a fucking live stream, I can't almost ever get back to the comments to see if there were requests or something. So if I don't make a point of fucking doing it now before I close out the live stream, then it will not get done and I will not look at that fucking request ever again. So I want to. Let me pull up this fucking sheet and get this request from Yaz. Yaz, I'm sorry. I always say your name like that. It was always really fun on the radio to go, Yaz, and I don't even know if you appreciate it or not. Yes. Request. Okay. Let me copy that. Let me copy that. The O'Reillys and the Patty Hats, green blood. Okay. Copy. And paste. Right there. Oh, I didn't fucking paste. What's the name of it again? So I can just type it. The O'Reillys and the Patty Hats. Okay. Oh, there it is. It did paste. I take it back. Sorry, you guys. I know I'm kind of fucking stupid sometimes. Perfect. And now we shall get the flock out of here. It is time for me to pee again because my old man bladder is this big. And, you drink a lot of water so you can stay hydrated. And Oh, man, never mind. Just internal fucking frustrations. I'm not going to tell you about my inner workings here. With something I did in this podcast that's going to make my life harder, but not that much harder. It's okay. Point of the story is that it's time for me to get the flock out of here. I'm out of here. Have a great day. I'm done rambling. Finally.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, alright, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch! Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog. I love y'all very much. Peace out! Good night, ladies.
What the hell? Everything!